This is the case of hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. No significant subaortic flow obstruction. You can see the thickness of IVS in comparison to posterior wall is much more, even 3 or 4 times. Though criteria wise it has to be more than 1.5 times that of posterior wall. In this image what you see this is left atrium, this is left ventricle, this is interventricular septum, and this is aorta. You see this thickness of the left posterior wall is very less, the thickness of IVS is very high. At the same time the consistency echo image of interventricular septum is different, quite different. You see this image, how the image is. This whole portion is from here to here. This is interventricular septum, and this portion is more echogenic. You can see this more echogenic portion, and posterior wall is very less. You see the posterior wall thickness is almost only 9 millimeter, but the thickness of interventricular septum is 30 millimeter. So obviously more than 3 times. So this is the diagnosis of hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. You can see the systolic anterior motion of anterior mitral plate is not that much significant, not causing significant flow obstruction within left ventricular outlet portion, that is subaortic region. This next image, and when you can appreciate the highly thickened, this is highly thickened septum compared to the posterior wall. Posterior wall is very less thickened. You see in this image also. This is the velocity of medial annulus. That is, velocity is also reduced in this case. This is velocity across mitral valve. This is velocity across aortic valve. You can see flow turbulence within LVOT region, that is subaortic region. You see the turbulent yellowish color, yellow bluish color is called turbulent portion. Or gradient wise not fulfilling the criteria of HOCM, hypertrophic obstructive cardiomyopathy. Whenever you find this kind of cardiomyopathy, no significant, you can see this is the flow across aorta and subaortic region. Gradient is only 17 millimeter mercury. So whenever gradient exceeds 35 or 36 millimeter mercury, we call obstructive cardiomyopathy. That means velocity has to be more than 3 meter per second. But in this case, velocity is only 2.06 meter per second. So this is not the case of obstructive cardiomyopathy. This is plain hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. That is the point to know. Though turbulence is there, SAM is not that much significant. How to find out SAM? You just see the image. This is image. This is open mitral valve, then valve closes, systole has started. Then in systole, valve is moving towards interventricular septum, that is anteriorly. This portion is moving anteriorly. This is IVS is anterior one, posterior wall is posterior one. So after the closing mitral valve moves towards interventricular septum, that is anterior motion. And this motion, as it moves close to interventricular septum, this subaortic region gets narrowed due to this motion. If narrowing is sufficient to cause obstruction, then that will be called obstructive cardiomyopathy, hypertrophic obstructive cardiomyopathy. But in this case, as the obstruction is not significant one, gradient is only 60 millimeter of mercury. So this is plain hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, not the obstructive cardiomyopathy. So this is the case of hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, not the obstructive hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. Thank you.